diehard Eagles and New York Yankee fan, and a dear friend of mine. Jeremy, how are you? Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. I'm great. I'm ready to go. Let me tell you, it's Super Bowl week. A lot of energy in me, and I'm ready to talk what we got to talk about.
So, thoughts on 80 to the Lakers, real quick. Who saw that coming? Did you see that coming? Where were you when the
I
news
don't.
broke?
Let me tell you something. Nobody saw that coming. I was in Vermont this weekend snowboarding, and
Okay.
when the news broke, it's funny because I'm reading my phone and I'm seeing all these funny memes about trades. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna trade Luca for a pack of nothing, and I'm like, what are these jokes? And then all of a sudden, my friend in my chat is like, that's it. This is real, Luca for AD, and
Yeah.
let me tell you, I don't think anyone saw that one coming.
I thought it was April Fool's. I'm looking at my phone, refresh my phone multiple times. I'm like, this can't be real.
Yeah,
I think
hurrah
that,
for the Lakers.
yeah, I mean, long term for the
Massive.
Lakers, short term for the Dallas Mavericks, right?
Yeah. I think that's the easiest way to see it. I mean, it obviously comes out to they probably didn't want to pay him.
Yeah, the max. He's
I
got to get
mean,
in shape.
yeah, they didn't want to pay him the max, or they had an issue with him that they just didn't want to deal with.
There's got to be
They
more to
talk
the
about
story.
they talk about his weight. I doubt that was it. I mean,
Can't be like the only thing, right?
nah,
More to the
nah.
story. More to the story, I'm
I
sure.
think, new owner, new team. Maybe they're just like, we don't want to put all this money in right away.
Right.
Ah, cap league, I don't know. Spread it out. I mean, but they're looking good now. I mean, KD, Kyrie,
Yeah,
they could
they're a
still make some
problem.
things
Top
happen
top
there.
four teams in the West for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
you got Clay Thompson. They got decent defense, two big men down low.
At the end
So
of the
they're
day, it's a
looking.
business. It's a business, right? At
It's a business. It's a business.
the end of the day. So our beloved Eagles, Super Bowl 59, second time in 4 years. Jalen Hurts at quarterback gets a lot of flack, very unwarranted
Yeah.
flack. Can he throw? Style of play, arm doesn't look the same as he did years ago. What say you about the take on Jalen Hurts? Criticism fair or not fair?
No, not fair. Jalen Hurts, winner, winner. I
That's all
mean,
he
I've
does.
seen him. I've seen him since Alabama. The guy just wins. I mean, a ton of development over time. I think Jalen Hurts, you look back at him, is probably one of the most developed since college football quarterbacks in the league right now, just because you didn't see it in him then. But on a great Alabama team, it's obviously easier to shine.
Right.
But when he went to Oklahoma, forget about it. Heisman runner, was killing it. Did everything Baker did basically.
The guy wins,
So
right? He doesn't put
the
up all
guy
these gaudy
wins.
stats and crazy numbers game in and game out,
No,
but he does the little things, doesn't turn the ball over, right? Just wins.
I mean, I mean, people stress so much about how much he doesn't throw, but I look more about his non-turnovers. I mean, Jalen is the type in the pocket. I mean, you see him when if the pocket collapses, he doesn't really overthink it too much. He tries to extend the play, but once it's not there, he's getting rid of it.
Yeah,
We don't got a guy that's going to risk the ball 5, 10 times a game,
right.
and just risk you losing the game off of stupid turnovers.
How
So,
how frustrated were you in that game? A little bit frustrated, that Rams game, because he seemed like he held on to the
oh,
ball a little bit too longer than I wanted him to hold on to that football.
I mean, game in the snow, your footwork isn't the same. Everyone's timing's a little off, so it's hard to tell. They don't always give you the best view where you can see what are the receivers doing. Is anyone getting separation during the routes?
Right.
So it's definitely tough to see. But you know what? At the end of the day, I want a guy, especially in the snow, that's not turning the ball over, because
Yeah,
that's how you're going to lose the game.
for sure.
Playoffs is one game. You turn it over 5 times, odds are we're going to win.
Defense,
And
Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter.
defense,
How big were those guys, Jay? That game came down to the last
oh,
play of the game. I mean, I was holding my heart. I mean, me, you, and
I
Chris were like on
mean,
edge, pins and needles. But my goodness, that defense is something special.
let me tell you, Eagle fans need to rejoice the drafting of Jalen Carter. I mean,
Yeah.
that man is something special. And I still won't forget to this day now his draft just dropping down. And then for Chicago to let us just jump them
Yeah.
basically for nothing, got nothing out of that pick. And now we have one of the best D tackles in football. Woof.
Aaron Donald Jr., man, the guy's a beast.
The guy's a beast. The guy
Definitely.
is,
Sure,
oh
sure,
my God. And then
sure.
Nolan Smith, for us to steal him at the end of the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, he had
I
an off year
mean,
last year, but this year he's back. I think he's definitely back.
I mean, he's a smaller, faster DN. So, it seems like it took him a year to just figure it out, figure the way that people are trying to protect against him.
Right.
And now he is using some of that strength that he's grown from last year. And he's just, I mean, I think he ran a 4.35 coming out of college. Yeah, he's
That
different
size
speed.
running that. Unbelievable. How surprised
Yeah,
at the beatdown we put on the Commanders. 55 double nickel points on the
listen.
Commanders, most ever in the NFC Championship game. Did you see that coming?
I mean, I would not say I saw 55. I didn't see our offense exploding that much, but
Right.
did I see a very dominant win on the way? I saw that. I mean, I think it was kind of in our face. People want to give them, because they beat Detroit, but I look at a Detroit defense that was dismantled. I mean, they had nobody out there.
Yeah.
So you're really playing offense on offense. I mean, you're looking at a quarterback like Jared Goff that I always saw. I mean, he's just capable of having that day that leads to turnovers.
Yeah.
And you have that day in the playoffs and forget about it. You can't win.
Yeah.
He won one game with 5 turnovers, they said, right? I think early in the season, he had like 5. But
5 turnovers.
that was like 44 to, but that doesn't happen. I mean, you got to protect the ball in a game like that. And then you got the Commanders coming in with a lackluster defense versus our defense.
Yeah.
At the link, yeah, give me that all day.
And here we are. We were thinking that we had to go to the Lions, right, to play for the NFC Championship game.
It's not what we were thinking.
But I think we would have given the Detroit Lions a beatdown. Also, I think.
I mean, yeah, at this point of the season, I think we would have beat anyone on the NFC. I mean, Detroit Lions, they would have gave us some good runs on offense, but we stopped them once, twice.
Right.
We scored. Their defense was pathetic, honestly, at this point. I mean, it's not their fault once again. Lack of communication, lack of time together, new faces all over the place. What can you do?
Thoughts on Jaden Daniels. To me, I mean, this guy is a gamer, right?
Yeah, he's definitely a gamer. I mean, it's definitely something to deal with for the future. But CJ Stroud was a gamer last year,
and he fell off this year, like a mid-season.
Yeah, I mean, it's either fall off or do defensives learn how to just play against you a little better? Do they put you in a situation where now you have to do things different? Are you able to do those things? I mean, everyone says, this guy was, he's figuring it all out. He is calm and collective, but defenses will adjust to what they see. I mean, I feel like we held them to pretty much. Yeah, they didn't do much.
Yeah, they did do much.
They didn't do much.
Giants and Cowboys looking in. How do you think the Cowboys and Giant fans feel about seeing the Commanders and the Eagles playing in that NFC Championship game?
Listen, I got a lot of Giant friends. A lot of Giant friends. I mean, they were definitely betting against us. They were hoping for the Jaden Daniels to take us down, which I'm not. I understand completely, but I just didn't see it. But now, I mean, they're both in disarray right now. They don't know where they're. They got a lot of work to do to catch up to what we're doing. I don't want to say Washington is there yet because, like I said, 1 year is great. But you got to show me another one.
Yeah.
You got to show me the consistency.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What do they have? 5 games that came to 1 score in the last minute? In football, it just doesn't – you don't always win those games. So next year you lose 2 or 3 of them. Now you miss the playoffs. Completely different season.
For sure.
And now we're not talking about him like the same way we are.
Exactly. How good is Saquon Barkley? What a giant mistake on letting him go, huh?
You watch Hard Knocks?
A little bit, not that much. But I know it must hurt the Giant fans to see Saquon do Saquon things every Sunday.
I mean, a Giant fan will tell you that some of them will tell you. I got friends that would, we didn't need
50-50,
him.
right?
Yeah. He wouldn't have done that with us, which I understand. I mean, he wouldn't have. I mean, but that was your guy. I mean, that was the whole face of the organization.
Right.
You're talking about $12 million to a $260 million budget.
Correct.
I don't really see it. And so, I mean, but Saquon was everything we hoped for. I'll tell you that.
And more, for sure.
And it's everything we hope for as Eagle fans.
Giant fans will say they don't miss him that much. I know deep down inside they miss him. They wasted him for 6 years.
Yeah,
They had no
yeah,
offensive line. They put no weapons around
uh,
him.
yeah.
Lackluster
Lack of
quarterback.
GM work. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I think it's just showing you where Howie is right now and the separation between him, especially and the teams in our division,
yeah.
but the teams in the league. I mean,
He's way above the rest.
he's way ahead of everybody right now, which is good for us.
For sure.
And look at our defense now. How old are we? We got
Yeah. From last year, we couldn't tackle anybody, Jay, right? How
yeah,
frustrated were we? Every game,
we were awful,
defense, awful. Couldn't tackle anybody.
awful.
That Tampa game, terrible. And now it's
I
just
mean,
like
that it was
completely
over by
shifted.
then. It was
Yeah, it was done. It was
yeah.
done.
Vic, man, it shows you the difference between coordinators that are capable and ones that aren't. I
Yeah.
mean, Vic coming in. I mean, we're never going to downplay Quinton Mitchell because Bradbury we know was the worst football player on the planet last year.
Hmm.
The fact that he's still on our team just makes me sad sometimes. But
Yeah.
you
It's,
know,
it's
Cooper and Quinton. I mean,
Blankenship, big upgrades. My goodness.
Reed has been
Yeah.
Reed since he came in. I remember C.J. Gardner Johnson. I think went out the year Reed came in for a couple for
C-
against
CJ went to
Pat Mahomes. I
he
think
went to Detroit, right? Last year.
no, but he got hurt.
Uh-huh.
He went to Detroit last year. The year before, when he got hurt, Blankenship came in. I think it was against Mahomes, his first pick. Kid came up, great cutoff on someone on a dig route.
Yeah.
That guy has been, and then he was our leading tackler last year. That kid's been balling.
He's special.
That kid's been balling. Yeah, our defense is special. The whole
Yeah.
defense is
Sure.
special.
On to the big game, right? Sunday versus the Chiefs. Are the Chiefs the villains here? It seems like they're the bad guys, right? I think America's rooting against the Chiefs, except we
Yeah,
live in Kansas City.
I think America hates Eagle fans, so they want to see us sad. But I think America hates what's going on with the Chiefs more
Yeah, for sure.
because they think they're cheating. They think
The game's
Taylor
rigged,
Swift is it's
calls,
because of
Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift.
Yep.
It's the calls. I mean, definitely a lot of favorable calls. But you got to beat them up. I mean, the Chiefs are if you think calls is going to be what's going to be the difference, well, you know what? You got to beat them down. You got to be up 2 touchdowns,
Yeah,
three touchdowns. I mean,
give them no
that
life.
team is to me, they're just the best situational football team.
Yeah,
Like they're great at forget about the X's and O. What is going on right now? What do we need to do? And they do it on offense, on defense, it's special teams. I mean, us in the Super Bowl. I mean, that return, the timing of it, for
yeah. Rematch.
just rematch now. I mean, let me tell you, our defense has a formidable coach in the first Super Bowl against them. I think we win easily.
Yeah.
I mean, we gave up 2 touchdowns the same way on
Same
a
play. Flip
on
flop
a
like
on a
in Madden.
motion, on a motion call, go back, and we couldn't even talk it out and communicate properly. So I think with Vic now and
Gonna
with
look
our
buttoned
shell
up.
defense, I
Yeah.
think they're going to struggle.
Gonna
I
be-
think we're looking for a good Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully,
What are the 5 keys to victory in this one? 5 things we got to do.
we got to run the ball, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Got to run the ball. I mean, if you talk about offense all around, I mean, obviously we got to get AJ involved, but I think that's just, we're looking at a Chiefs team that plays a lot of man defense, and that's when AJ kills. So I think naturally we'll get him involved. We got to get to Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Look at how the Bucks did it.
You think we'll spy him?
We'll
Because he
no,
can break off a 30-yard
no, I
run here
don't.
and there.
Yeah, and you know what? It's in the playoffs when he tends to do it. But I think with our front four, they have some offensive line issues. I think with our front four, we should be able to get to him just naturally, and we just got to do it the same way the Bucks did it. Get to Pat Mahomes, get him off his spot, and they're going to struggle. I mean, with our secondary, we should hold. There's no one I'm afraid of. Maybe their best player. I mean, Kelsey is a shell of himself, but let's not leave him open because he will produce.
Yeah,
We saw that in the playoffs already. But if you
sure.
look at him last game, you put a body on him. He's not giving you much. Hollywood Brown is probably your biggest threat.
Yeah.
If he's matched up with Mitchell, I love that matchup all day.
Yeah, Mitchell will shut him down for sure.
I love that all day. So We definitely got to, stop them secondary wise. But I think just stop the run. If we stop the run and put them into a situation where they have to pass more, I think they'll struggle
Yeah.
because the Chiefs show you they get up and then they slow the game down and they just run, dump off left, dump off right, something quick to get the receivers involved in just a couple yards, which is essentially just a run play. So I think, we stopped the run and, Hunt's running all right. Pacheco's kind of been slow since his injury, but Bond, man,
Yeah.
Zach Bond.
Oh man, that
Let me tell you,
peanut punch, man,
let me
ridiculous.
tell you, Zach Bond is potential Super Bowl MVP. You heard it right here.
Yeah. Okay. Zach Bond.
Zach
I'm gonna write
Bond.
that down. I'm
Yeah.
gonna write that
Write
down.
that one down. I
Okay.
love that.
Okay.
If we get a defensive guy to get it, it's going to be Bond. I mean, he
Yeah.
might have 1, 2 turnovers, 12 tackles. That guy is all over the field.
He sure is.
So
We have to get a little healthy too, right? Jurgens, O line a little bit,
yeah,
Gainwell a little banged up.
Jurgens, then you got Dickerson got a little banged up.
Yeah.
I think
Gainwell.
with 2 weeks, I think we're good. I mean, Jurgens played the second half with whatever back injury he had. So he proved, first off, we proved that we're just dogs because he waited. Dickerson went out, got hurt. He jumped right in, no problem. I think Dickerson will be all right. Yeah, they're talking about him being all right. He's another dog, Alabama boy.
Yeah.
So we're just built up. I mean, if not, we got Steen, Tyler Steen, still came out killing it. I mean, you're looking at Jeffrey Stoutland as possibly the best coach in football right now.
Nakobe Dean
So,
out, and here comes Ricks. He had a key play.
Yeah.
Too, so that's another one too.
Yeah, Burks.
What can we not afford to do in this game?
Turn the ball over.
Yeah, it's good.
Just turn the ball over. You cannot turn the ball over to Pat Mahomes.
You can't.
That's you got it, and that's I will take a sack any day. If we're not turning the ball over, we got such a great defense. You know what? Live another day. You try to do too much, you turn the ball over on this team. They're gonna just drive it nice and slow, beat up the clock. So we really got to just protect that ball. We protect that ball. We don't have any crazy turnovers. I'm predicting a nice win.
Okay.
I think we catch them by at least 10.
10 points.
I think we finished. Yeah, I think we get them by 10 points. To be honest, we're just built, man. I mean, we're just built.
How confident are you in Jake Elliott? Seems a little shaky there lately.
Lately,
kickers.
I mean, that's my boy.
I love him too. Yeah.
Jake is my boy. I mean, since that 61-yarder against the Giants 2017, that guy has been everything the Eagle fans could have hoped for.
Yeah.
So we got to give him some slack and just hope that when the time comes, if it comes in this one, he's ready to go. I got full confidence in Jake Elliott. It's his extra points that he does get a little flimsy on. They tend to go right a lot, but last year he was automatic from 50. This year, the shakiest year of his career. But we got to be confident in that man. How you feeling? How you feeling?
I liked him because the snow game was crazy. I didn't know how the heck he was making those kicks, but then he missed that field goal. It was like a 50-yarder versus the Commanders, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Kickers are they're a dime a dozen, man.
They are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, they're a dime a dozen. But Butker's gonna make his kicks. We need Elliott to make his kicks as well too, right? So 3 points is 3 points, and we got to take every kind of point we get on Sunday.
Let me tell you,
on the board.
Let me tell you, 3 points though versus Kansas City is.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't think I don't know. You'll take it. I don't know if that gets it done.
That doesn't get it done. Obviously, you want the touchdowns, but you don't want to leave anything extra point.
You don't
use extra points. Make the kicks.
You definitely don't want to leave anything out there, but if you're going to go for it at any point of the season, this might be the time to also say, you know what? I believe in my defense. Worst comes to worst. You're hoping at least we're in situations where we're debating on in the 20 to 30. Should we go for it here? They still got to drive 70 to score on my defense. You know what? 4th and 3, I'm taking it. For sure. 4th and 2, I'm taking it. We got to get this ball in the end zone versus this man because, like I say, situational football comes. And he's just.
You see us going for it, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 4 early.
I do. Yeah, I do. I see us being very aggressive.
Keep Pat Mahomes on the bench, right?
Yeah, keep him on the
Let him sit and
bench.
watch.
How could you not? I mean, even 4th and 2, I'm still handing it off sometimes. You're gonna stay. You know, if you're low on the box, I'm handing it off. If not, I'm Jalen or RPOing. We could come. You know, they like to pull both tackles one way. Then you have the option to still run back left. We have a lot of options on offense. You know, it could be a quick screen to AJ. I like our options. I like our advantage here. You know,
how you feel about Kellen
I really
Moore?
do.
Chris bashes Kellen Moore every week. Thoughts on him? He looks like he's not taking the Saints job, right? He's going to be stuck with us for a while.
I thought he is taking it.
I heard he wasn't taking it. He wasn't really sure.
I don't know.
It was not official yet.
I thought reports were he was pretty much building a staff.
Really?
Yeah, I could have swore I heard that. So
okay,
talk about another OC for Jalen possibly.
Yeah.
You know, he's and people talk. You know, that's where people get lost about Jalen as well. You know, he can't push the ball down the field. He doesn't have. You know, he's been through 4 different offensive coordinators in 4 years. If you know anyone that's played football, to learn a playbook, especially at the NFL level, is very difficult.
Yeah.
So it's, the fact that he's able to do it and still be successful should be what we recognize. But, people like to look down on the little things.
Does Pat Mahomes get calls other quarterbacks seem to not get?
What do you think, Ken? Come on.
Yeah, he gets a lot of calls. Yeah, my homeboy gets a lot of calls. Burrow doesn't and Allen doesn't get. Hurts doesn't get. I'm sitting there. Jalen got popped a couple times out of bounds, falling down, and he's looking at the referee like, "Where's the call? Where's the whistle?" Referee's like, "Pick your ass up, play on." It seems like you can't touch Pat Mahomes these days, huh?
You can't touch him. It's kind of getting ridiculous. I think, and everybody's at that point now where it's just, you can't touch this guy, but he's outside the pocket now running like a running back. And he's able to do that and still get the recognition of a quarterback that's sliding, but he's not sliding.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense, right?
Yeah, he's obviously getting the calls,
For sure.
But it comes back to, you know what? You got to beat them. They're the champs. They're the champs. The champs are going to get the calls. You can't complain that you're not getting the calls when you know what? You're not the champ. So they've earned the right to get those calls sometimes. The way I see it, you gotta punch them in the mouth and get the game out of the ref's hands. If you do that, then you're nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing to worry about.
What's your opinion on the referees? Have they gotten worse each season? A lot of missed calls. They can't get the chain gang right. It's just brutal. Every game is just brutal.
It is brutal. I mean,
we're going to review penalties, every 15-yard penalties next season?
No, we've gone through that already. We tried that.
Pass interference didn't work, right?
Yeah, that doesn't work. Listen, in football, there's always a penalty. It's about how
holding in every play.
How egregious is it? Does this matter in this moment? It's always the big moment penalties that people really look at, though. I mean, people miss out on the one that actually leads to a touchdown sometimes because it's in the middle of the game. But that one was just as important because they won by 7.
Right.
As the one at the end of the game. So the way I see it, the refs are always going to make mistakes, so you got to just keep it out of the refs' hands. You got to win the game. It's tough, though. It's tough to play defense.
Yeah.
It's tough to play defense.
Tough versus Pat Mahomes, and you got the referees as well.
Yeah.
So it's uphill battle.
It's tough.
How many times we're going to see Taylor Swift on Sunday? Over, under? How many times?
Ooh. Over under Taylor Swift on a Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
So the hope is Kelsey doesn't touch the ball much. Because if he doesn't touch the ball much, we see her
cheering.
Less. Yeah, we're gonna see her less. Yeah. All right, so we just gotta maybe a couple. If any points they get, we're gonna see her. So you're looking at definitely over under 7.
7? Okay.
Is that low?
I'll go 10. I go 10.
10, right?
Yeah, I go 10. I put 7 down here for you.
You might be right because we're seeing her in the entrance. They're gonna
Yeah, for
put it.
sure,
We're
for sure.
definitely seeing her walk in.
100%, 100%, 100%.
So, but I go back to just thinking that I really think that I don't see Kelsey unless we just leave him open. If we're guarding him one on one, he can't outdo any of our linebackers.
You
I
think
don't,
you think he retires? Kelsey retires if they three-peat?
I would never
Big
want to
if.
think like that.
Big if.
Yeah, I don't. I never want to think like that. I mean, whether they win or lose, it's got to be close
Yeah,
because
he's up there.
he looks. Yeah, he's up there. He definitely. I mean, this year he didn't have a great statistical year, maybe, but it's he gets his catches, but it's the
Yeah,
yak.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
getting he's not getting much yak unless you leave him wide open because
You have to account
he
for him
can't
too.
make the. Yeah, you got to account for him because
You have
he's
to,
big hands, big guy. I
for
mean,
sure.
smart, gonna make the right move, but I don't think once he gets the ball, you just got to tackle him because
That's it.
he's not breaking big plays. I know he had one in the playoff, but I think against Houston they left him wide open, and then he ran down the middle by himself, and a safety tackled him. You got to go hard at him because he doesn't have the same mobility.
No, as you did before.
Yeah, no.
Nick Sirianni, our boy, are you a fan of his? Has he won you over? I mean, 2 Super Bowls in 4 years, couple of different coordinators as well, too. So, I mean, highest winning amount NFL coaches. He's made the playoffs every single year. Has he won you over now, or you're still upset? Not a Nick Sirianni fan.
I have always since
Day
the
one.
first season. I mean, not day one because he was talking crazy on that podium the first day. We were all a little.
Got to water the
I know,
flowers.
yeah, water the flowers.
It was a little weird, a little awkward press conference.
I
there,
think
yeah.
every Eagles fan sat back and said, "What is going on right now?"
Yeah.
But the man is a winner, and I've seen it from day one. He definitely looks like a locker room coach. Very relatable. First day, I remember him wearing a lot of shirts of the players and recognizing them for whatever their accomplishments are, just recognizing them as a Philly staple. The Kelseys, the Johnsons, Hurts at the time. But the guy's a winner.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
wins.
he wins.
The
I
numbers
mean,
don't lie, right?
no. Listen, I got to hear he's 53-23
There you
all
go.
time as
All
a head
time.
coach.
53-23 in the first 4
53,
seasons.
yeah, including the playoffs. I mean, the guy wins. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's a winner.
we're in 2 Super Bowls in 4 years.
Yeah.
He's been to the playoffs 4 straight years. One debacle of a year. I mean, I would definitely equate that to lackluster OC DC. Same thing with the loss of the Super Bowl. A lackluster DC that got a job in Arizona could think less about us. But you see, he's a player's coach. So if you surround him with the right offensive coordinator, which is what we just did,
Yeah.
and defensive coordinator, you're going to see production. The players want to play for him.
Yeah.
And that's what you want as a head coach. Once you lose the locker room, forget about
It's
it.
game over. Yeah.
It's game over in football. No one,
job.
everyone's thinking about how can I stay healthy and get my next check.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
the players play for him, man. So I'm a big Sirianni fan. Since the haircut this year,
Yeah, he's been rolling. He's been rolling.
we've been rolling since the haircut. So
What were we 2-2 in the beginning? Were you nervous at 2-2?
2-2.
Were you nervous or no? You're like, here we go again. A Saquon drop versus Atlanta, right? A little nervous.
Saquon drop versus Atlanta, so we should have been 3-1.
Yeah, should have been 3-1.
Then we got beat up by the Bucks,
The
as
Bucks
always.
beat it. Yeah, yeah.
They beat us down.
Yeah, and then we lost the Reds to the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, so the biggest difference there, obviously, is you just look at the defense and what we changed. I mean, after that, we brought Cooper in, and everything defensively changed in the secondary.
Yep.
So was I nervous? I wasn't feeling great being 500 after week 4.
Yeah,
but I knew a lot of season.
A lot of football was left. A lot of football was left.
I had the Giant fans looking at me, giving me the eyes from the side, like, what's going on over there? Jalen wasn't looking too great, but
you just gotta slow down a little bit. You
just gotta slow down. You gotta give it some time, man.
Yeah,
every game we play, it's a tight game, and I say give it some time. Let's get to halftime. We get to halftime, and we're a different team. We make great second half adjustments. I mean, that's what football is about, man. It's a chess game, and if you can go into the locker room and change it up,
Yeah,
That's big time.
different game in the
That's
second
big
half
time.
for sure.
Yeah.
What would you say to Big Dom if you met him?
What do you do here? You know, what's going on, Dom? Who you know? Who do you know? Because
Oh
he's
man.
apparently head of security, head
Yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah,
players. He's head of this. He's on the sideline. I mean,
yeah,
he's the guy. I mean,
yeah.
he might be the owner. I don't know what. I don't know what's going on with Big Dom, but hey, whatever Big
Yeah.
Dom is doing, we love it. We want to keep it going
Keep it
because
going, Big Dom.
obviously he's a big part of the team, and
For sure.
the players recognize him as that, and they say he's a big influence. So
For sure.
couldn't tell where is there another Big Dom in a different team?
I don't think there is as much
Like,
as TV time this guy gets. It's a ton of it. He's around, man. He's got a lot of
yeah,
balls on
like
him
how he's been with the team for
for a long time.
a long time now,
Andy
right?
Reid days back then.
Yeah,
You
so
know.
he's the guy that introduces you. I don't know. Listen, whatever he does, Big Dom, keep it going. Let's keep the energy flowing. As long as the energy
Yeah.
is right, I'm happy.
Thoughts on Coach Reid? Coach the Eagles and now the Chiefs. High respect for Coach Andy Reid.
Tons of respect. I mean, I still think Reed is the probably the best coach ever at this point. I mean, obviously a lot of people will give it to Bill and what he's done, which I think is great. But Reed now, you're looking at no, three
He's got
championships,
three going on four. Yeah, yeah,
three going on four, right?
yeah.
Tons of success with the Eagles. Obviously, we couldn't, get to the top, but tons of divisional success, tons of, the guy just wins. I mean, I believe on the Eagles, he never lost the first round in the playoffs.
Back
And he
then,
just knows how to put it together. I mean, our offense was always explosive. He gets to the Chiefs. They had Alex Smith, explosive. He was the one that kind of saw that they talk about that he saw Mahomes and he had, saw Mahomes' potential. So to even, see it because a lot of people didn't and then able to get it out of him, I mean, the guy is special, man.
shout out to
The
Big Red
guys,
Andy Reid out there.
yeah, nothing but respect for that man.
Yeah, for sure.
But we just gotta give it back to him now.
For sure, we
We
gotta
gotta,
beat him.
we gotta beat him. We gotta have one on
Rent
top
is
of him.
due. Rent is due.
Yeah, rent is due, Reed. You've had a ton of success. You
Yeah,
did your thing when you left us, but it's time to give a little back to the city.
for sure. Last time you went to the link.
When
It's
was the
been a
last time
while.
I went?
Yeah, it's
I
been a
went
while.
last year. No, I went. I went last year. Who did I see? Us versus the Giants. I want to say.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I
that
definitely got
was
to put
no.
that.
That was no. That one was 2 years ago. No, no, no. Who did we see last year? I don't, I don't even
Yeah.
remember. We won that game though.
Okay.
I've only been to the link once when we lost so far, so I got
Okay.
a good streak going for myself.
Good.
I really wanted to hit the NFC Championship, but it was
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was in the 40s, right? But it was,
yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was the game we should have went to out of all of them because
yeah, for sure. Being a blast. That would have been
you
a
know
blast for sure.
yeah, that would have been a blast. So definitely next year, me, you, Chris, try to figure one out.
Yeah, we got to figure this thing out. When did you become an Eagle fan? It's been a long time since birth. When?
Oof.
When did that happen?
No, no, my parents didn't watch football. I became an Eagle fan in the fifth grade.
Okay.
I had a teacher. So this is you're talking. This is T.O. Donovan.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I had a teacher was a big Eagle fan, and he used to tell us, watch the game, tell me the score, no homework on Monday. So I have a good family friend, my uncle Q. He's the one that put me on to football. He played football in FDU. Big Bengals fan, huge Joe Burrow fan.
Really?
Yeah, huge, huge. So I'd call him every Sunday. What was the Eagles score? How did they play? And then eventually got to the point I started watching them, and they little did I know they started having tons of success
Right.
and hooked since. Just
Bigger fan. You were Mom Dukes. I know she's a big Eagle fan
ooh,
also. Die hard.
listen, Mom Dukes,
Mom Dukes.
Mom Dukes. I
Really?
mean, I'm huge fan, huge super fan, but Mom Dukes is he's fit the hat, the jacket, the everything, the car, the motorcycle. She got Philly all, everywhere. Not saying I'm as big as a fan, but Mom Dukes, I got to give her respect. She is
Nice.
a great Philly fan, and it's great because I basically made her into a Philly fan because that's who I started watching. So
Right.
as I was playing football growing up, she started watching them as well. So it's just it's been our thing. It's great.
That's awesome,
Little
man.
did I, and, I've always been a true fan. I learned naturally. Little did I know I was like a little front runner. I didn't even know what a front runner fan was then, but it was just natural, man. It was
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah,
It was
for
meant to
sure.
be. It was
That's
meant to
it.
be.
So imagine Sunday, Jay. We win this game. Eagles win the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley's birthday. Cooper DeJean's birthday. I mean, what a celebration is that going to be on Sunday?
Grease the poles. Grease the poles. Keep these people off the poles.
Oh
I mean,
man.
I don't know if the city of Philadelphia is ready for another.
Yeah, I
I
was
don't
gonna
think they
say
can
that.
handle it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
But I think it's definitely time. I mean, Philly. I mean, I'm not a Phillies fan, but they've been going through their struggles. You had the Sixers are going through their struggles. So as a fan, sometimes you just need something in the city to break through, and
That's it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what
yeah, that's
happens.
it. And
If
I
you're
hope to
Jay,
go to the parade this year.
yeah, for sure, man. For
Yeah,
sure. For
man.
sure. For sure. If you're Jason Kelsey, you got kicking yourself in the rear saying, man, I should have played another season. These guys went to the Super Bowl again in hindsight. He's making a lot of money now, so I don't think he's complaining about
Hey,
the money, right?
listen, he's definitely not complaining about the money.
Right.
He's got a championship.
Right.
If I'm Jason Kelsey, I'm happy. I'm happy, and I'm happy for the Eagles. I mean, it's like a win-win because you leave the team on more of a down, not knowing where
Yeah.
direction.
Where we're
We had
going.
so many problems on defense that you don't even know where we're going.
Yeah.
You hope for the best. So I think now he's making a ton of money. Now he gets to broadcast us. I mean that's got to feel amazing. So
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, fresh out your team that you die hard for. Now you're in the Super Bowl. I mean, sure, I can only imagine as a player you want to get back on that field,
Of
but
course.
he got one.
You got one. Yeah, that's all that
He
matters. You
got
got
one.
one.
He
That's
got one.
it.
He got one.
That's
That's
it.
all that matters. Hall of Famer right there.
That's it. Eli Manning, thoughts on him? Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? This is going around the whole, everyone's talking about this thing. First ballot Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. Thoughts on Eli? What do you think?
All right. We all know Eli Manning will go in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. As much as some of us may believe that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. So that's just the facts. I can't speak on how I feel about him because he's gonna go down. Two-time MVP in the Super Bowl. Even though I always like to tell Giant fans, you look at a game going against the best offense ever in the first one, and they hold them to what was it, 14?
14, I think. Yeah, 14 versus the Patriots. Yeah,
14?
yeah.
Yeah. So no, I think they had 4 or 5, I don't know, 4 sacks, big defensive game. So, that being said, it still took Eli to do what he had to do. So I respect him for that. But I want to say Eli's been in 12 playoff games in his career.
I mean, his
Just
stats don't really blow you away, right? I was having this
they,
discussion with John about it.
nah,
Stats don't really blow you away, like, oh my goodness. But
nah.
he won 2 Super Bowls in New York.
That,
You
that's
know
what
what I
it's about.
mean?
That's what it comes down to.
Last name
So,
Manning, right?
last name Manning,
Yeah.
so numbers don't blow you away. I mean, when he was playing, the numbers blew you away until you saw where football is going and the numbers these guys are putting up now. So it's like, but he was always available.
Yeah, he was always
So I
available.
always
Iron
give him
Man,
that.
Iron Man. Yeah, he was always
Yeah, the
available.
guy was always available. So I give him
Playoff
that.
time,
But
he showed up. He showed up when it mattered
yeah,
most, right?
yeah.
You
Just
got to
not
give him.
much play, not many years in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think 3 or 4 maybe.
but
Like
regular season, but yeah,
would you trade 16 years for 2 Super Bowls with minimal playoff appearances? I mean, maybe you would.
maybe. I mean, yeah, I mean, you
It can
want
go. It can
to
go both
in New
ways.
York. Yeah, it can go both ways. It can go both
It can
ways.
go both
Yeah,
ways.
for sure.
You could love it, but let me tell you, New York fans are going through it now.
Yeah, for sure, for
They're going
sure,
through it.
definitely.
So that's
If you had an MVP vote, who would you vote for? Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Saquon Barkley?
I think you got to. I mean, especially now looking at the playoffs, you got to go Saquon. I mean, I think you're crazy to not think Saquon. I mean, 2,000 plus yards in the regular season. One of the best teams in football, and the guy just dominated all around. I mean,
sure.
so I mean, we know the quarterback position is always going to get the favorable MVP position, but just to see how much we helped elevate him, and he helped elevate us to just another level. Yeah, it's just I don't see how you couldn't vote him one. I'd understand it though if he didn't win. So now I asked you who. Now, if he didn't win, you think Lamar? Or are you thinking
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean, probably Josh Allen. I could see it.
Probably Josh.
Lamar.
Yeah, they might just. That's what I was gonna say. They just might want to switch it up and just not have Lamar always winning it. But I think if you look at the stats, I think Lamar has actually looked better, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he had some gaudy numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, he had some gaudy numbers, but I personally think you got to give it to Saquon, especially looking through the playoffs. I mean, the guy is just unbelievable.
Phenomenal. I would definitely go Saquon and Lamar, then Josh Allen. In that order. Joe Burrow, thoughts on him? Is he elite as a quarterback in this league? Are you high on Joe Burrow?
For my Uncle Q, I am very high on Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is everything and that. And when we beat Joe Burrow, I knew that's a big win, because when you're able to outplay that guy over there, you're doing something right. Now, Bengals defense is awful. I mean, awful.
Yeah.
Terrible. What can you do? But that guy, oh my God, him and Chase together.
Yeah.
They're he's a problem, man.
I think he's an elite quarterback, but I think that owner is so darn cheap over there. It might be best for him to just get out of there, start somewhere else. Have some weapons, offensive line, better defense.
My Uncle Q doesn't want to hear that. My Uncle Q doesn't want to hear that.
That division is tough.
You don't want to hear that, Ken. He's like, no. Give him
you got the Steelers, you got the Ravens. I mean, that's a tough division. Browns.
It's a tough division.
It is.
But you know what? If you can win there, it's. I mean, I think Joe Burrow could win anywhere. I think that man is that good. But yeah, I mean, I know what you mean with cheap owner. Look at what are they going to do with Higgins?
You got rid of Mixon. How do you get rid of Joe Mixon?
How do you get? I mean, but Chase Brown was good this year. Believe it or not,
he was decent.
He was decent. But you gotta keep Chase, right? Like you can't.
Keep him. Yeah,
you can't. But I'm hearing second doubts. I'm seeing a tweet where Chase is tweeting at Eli Manning saying, remember what we talked about this weekend, trying to get fans a little nervous that don't get cheap in those pockets.
Yeah.
When it comes to a receiver like Chase, because that guy is something different.
His money. Yeah, he's different.
Yeah, that guy is different, man. That guy's different.
The 2017 Eagles versus the 2024-25 Eagles. Who you got? Better team in your opinion?
I got to go with LaShawn McCoy and say that this is probably the best Eagles team we might have ever seen.
Yeah.
From top to bottom.
I would agree.
From top to bottom, this team is – I mean, you can look at offensive line. Those are pretty much – you can go either way. D-line, I always will talk about us versus the Chiefs and how they wet the field a little extra on us. Our D-line was wrecking football that year, and they definitely found a way to negate that by wetting the field a little bit. But secondary is the biggest difference in defense, man. Defense.
That's it.
Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith is in playoffs at the moment, is playing just as good as, or if not, what Hassan Reddick was doing. So matching that up with Jalen and what Jalen's doing. And then offensively, I mean, can you look at a better duo than having AJ, Devontae, Goddard with Saquon? I mean,
Johan Dotson. I mean, Calcaterra.
Dotson, Calcaterra, Gainwell. We'll bring in Will Shipley. I mean, that is tough to beat.
Yeah, I mean, those guys won the championship with Nick Foles, old Saint Nick. But
I know,
talent-wise, I'm gonna have to go 2024.
Talent, yeah, run. I mean, Saquon's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Receiver-wise, I mean, Alshon was a stud.
Yeah. Torrey Smith.
Stud.
Yeah.
But Torrey Smith, just a straight veteran.
Beast.
But I got to compare those guys to what Devontae's doing, where amazing player.
Oh, great hands,
And,
smart guy.
AJ, last Super Bowl, unstoppable.
Yeah,
But it's the Saquon factor just brings you to another
another
level.
level.
Having a generational player that you could just hand it off to, and our line probably just as formidable as that line. Lane Johnson's still there. You change Kelsey out with Jurgens. Jurgens has been a stud. Dickerson stud. We had Brandon Brooks.
Yeah,
He was a stud.
he's a beast.
He was a beast. So,
Yeah, I got to go with 2025.
What do you think? 2025?
Yeah, 2024, 25 Eagles for sure. Top
Right?
Yeah, for
You
sure.
thinking best team ever? What do you think?
Eagles that I've seen, yeah. Because it's always like we had a good defense, but the offense was okay. Not like
it was.
But now we have on both sides of the ball. And like the guys are all young and healthy, man. Like, like, and they don't commit that many penalties. They play a clean game, very coachable, sound. Like I just can't ask for anything better than that. Thoughts on AJ Brown on the sidelines reading, inner excellence. You a fan of that? Distraction, not so much, or you get where he was coming?
I mean, I don't want my teammate reading a book on the sideline, but if that's what it takes for him to calm down or get to his zone, by all means, do what you do.
Yeah.
He's a beast. This isn't a role player. We're looking at a top 5 receiver in the league. As long as you're not doing anything that brings the team down, I don't think it's anything wrong there.
Yeah. Sure.
I think AJ is, he can probably get in his head. Every receiver nowadays is a diva. It's tough to run routes all day.
Yeah, for sure. It's bang, bang, bang every play, every snap of the ball. Whatever it takes for him to win, for him to get over and get through what he's going through. I'm sure you brought the book to New Orleans with him, right? And probably reading right now in the hotel room.
100% he's reading that book right now.
Give us a score prediction in this one. Super Bowl 59 on Sunday. Give me a score.
I'm thinking 30-20.
30-20? Okay.
30-20.
I somewhat agree with you on that one. I think we got to beat him and beat him convincingly. We cannot make this thing come down to a one-possession game, make it close, get the referees in our pocket. That holding on a couple of years ago, and still rubbed me the wrong way. But I'm going to think we're going to blow him out, Jay. I'm going to think we're going to blow him out. I'm going to go 37-23. Birds.
Ooh, 37-23. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Sure.
And I think, like I said, if we minimize turnovers, I think we have a real good game against them. Real good. Yeah, 37. I could see it. Okay. I could see it, Ken.
Let's hope, right?
Our biggest thing is, let me tell you, this team, the Chiefs, are one of the highest blitzing teams in football.
Yeah.
If we don't have anything to combat against the blitz, it's not gonna look pretty. We could still win, but it just won't look pretty. So I hope that, this guy's in his bag and he's just getting ready to dime out quick routes, quick outs, quick hitches, quick turnarounds, just to get the ball out of Jaden's hand when we're seeing a lot of pressure, because we can't let them get to Jalen that often.
Spagnuolo dials him up pretty well.
Right?
So if you see something, check at the line of scrimmage, call timeout, whatever you got to do.
Just 100%. 100%.
Thoughts on the Yankees last season? Disappointment at the end of the season since we didn't win a World Series. Were the Dodgers just better than us, in all honesty?
Yeah.
It seemed that way, right?
Listen, the Dodgers, it seems like the Dodgers are just, especially now, are on another level.
Yeah.
On another level.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for Yankee fans. And, that felt like our time to really do something. But the Dodgers are really on
another level for sure. Spending-wise, everything else.
Spending-wise, they're just paying everybody else later.
How much you're a fan of Aaron Boone? He puts us in a bad spot, right? Timmy Hill brings in Cortez, doesn't put in Timmy Hill. Thoughts on Aaron Boone? Fan of his? Not so much, or it is
Nah,
what it is.
I think everyone in New York is kind of getting tired of Aaron Boone. I
At
think
this
we've seen
point.
the mistakes. Yeah, he's just he's made his mistake. It's tough. It's tough in New York to last. Honestly,
Yeah,
I just feel like we need to shake it up a little bit and just find a new start for this team because that's it. This is the Dodgers league right now.
yeah, that's it.
We made
It
some good
is.
moves. I mean, we made some real good moves this offseason, but then you look at the Dodgers moves and how do you beat that?
Yeah, yeah. It's tough.
I
Tough.
mean, so even a manager, you change the manager up actually, and how do we beat that? I mean,
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Uphill battle for sure for the rest of the Major League Baseball. Thoughts on
yeah.
Aaron Judge? Yankee fans ever gonna forgive Aaron Judge for dropping that ball? We've all had those before, right? Softball over the years. It
Yeah,
happens, but you can't make that
you
an
can't.
excuse, right?
Yeah, that one is bad. That one is. I mean, like I said though, do we still lose that series? Probably.
Probably in six, right? Or seven.
Yeah, probably in six. But that felt like our game.
Yeah.
That one definitely. We felt that once he dropped that, the game just got out of hand. We all
Yeah.
noticed that. So you can put the blame on him, but I just think the Dodgers were just too good of a team.
Yeah.
Either way, he goes to 6, 7. I think they beat us.
They beat us in the
I
long
think,
haul.
I think in the long run they probably get us. I mean, it would have been more of a miracle win for the Yankees to get through it.
Yeah.
We just, you're praying on Stanton still hitting bombs for the rest of the playoffs
Right.
because Judge was finally trying to get it, but he was still struggling a lot. So we just got to recoup and just hope that you got to come in hot. Like you got to
Yeah.
come in super hot to play the Dodgers.
You do.
Because if you're not hot, man, you cannot miss on those guys.
No. They'll take you to the
No.
woodshed really, really fast.
Yeah, real quick.
Thoughts on going into the season? We got a chance to go back to the World Series or a
With
failure,
the
right?
moves
Worst
we
of
made,
failure.
I mean, with the moves, you got Max Fried. We
Hmm.
we got we got Cody Bellinger, Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, is it enough?
Dominguez, I still think we need maybe a third baseman. You know, hoping Bregman was going to come
Yeah,
here, but I guess that's not going to happen. I heard of Tatis possibly coming here, so we'll see if
they're saying that. I
that
didn't hear that
happens.
one.
Yeah, let's see if that
Yeah,
happens.
I mean,
But
I
we'll
mean,
see. We shall
I
see.
think that yeah, I mean, the Yankees are going to have another year where if we don't learn how to play a little bit of small ball and get ready for the playoffs that way, I feel like
Yeah,
you're just going to struggle. The pitching is just too good in the playoffs to just think,
yeah,
home run, and that's how we're going to win it. I
yeah.
mean, Stanton got hot, man,
At the right time, for sure.
at the right time. Do
Yeah,
we really predict that happening again? I mean,
probably
even
not.
though his playoff statistics say it's likely
Yeah,
because he's usually hot in the playoffs, but
yeah.
Yankee fans can't pray on that for a championship.
Juan Soto, we didn't get him. The Mets got him. How surprised were you by that? Big loss for the Yankees, or we're just going to be fine without him?
No, I think any player like a Juan Soto is definitely when you lose a guy like that in the locker room, that's a big loss. I mean, him with Judge right next, that's a pitcher's nightmare. Who you walk, who do you pitch against, who do you pitch around? It's just 1-2, and then you have a lefty in Yankee Stadium. Just it was just the perfect setup. But
Yeah,
what is it? 765. I give you
765 option.
765 million reasons why he
Yeah.
is not a Yankee right now.
I mean, look, 5 years he can opt out. So do they have to win a
Yeah, I
World
saw that.
Series? Can he win? Is he gonna, in the Mets? Are they going to win a World Series and he probably stays? If they don't win a World Series in 5 years, does he walk? Go somewhere else?
I think I think the way his contract is set up, he makes more of the money in the first 5 years too, right?
First five, and then like 55 in the back end
Yeah,
of it. First 5 years is 50 per. Yeah,
yeah. I think if nothing really happens, he might walk. If the Mets don't do what they're expected to do,
hmm,
the way he shows is who's the next highest bidder.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe he just jumps ship to the next highest bidder because I think he's got to be in his mid-20s now.
Yeah.
So
25,
he's
I believe. 25,
about
26.
25,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
still looking at like a 30-year-old Juan Soto. I mean, people are still going to pay him.
Yeah.
So if you can see it both ways. Got a lot of Met fans. Got a cousin Keith, huge Met fans. Another boy Jordan. You know, as much as I'm a Yankee fan, you want to hope that their team has a little success so they could be happy. But it's the Mets.
Yeah.
The Mets will be the Mets.
Just the
So
Mets.
it's just the Mets. So what can we
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. That's it. Better season this year. Mets or Yankees? Who wins the most games this year?
I mean, I think the Yankees. I think the Yankees moves
90 plus?
still equate to. Yeah, I think they still equate to more wins.
Okay.
I, the Mets are tough because last year they started off not good.
Right.
It wasn't until later in the season when they started to get hot. What is the Braves in their division?
The Braves, you got Atlanta, you got
You got
the
Atlanta.
Phillies. Phillies are always
Yes,
good. Yeah.
the Phillies have been good, so they're in a tough division. That's what any Met fan is going to tell you right now is their division is way tougher than ours.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I understand that, but that's your situation versus what we got to deal with. So if you got to
Yeah.
ask me today, I would pick the Yankees, being in a better position probably than the Mets. Now, I'm not saying the Mets won't be a better team,
But better
but
position going forward.
better position for sure.
Thoughts on CC going to the Hall of Fame?
That
Well
was
deserved.
well deserved.
Yeah. Yeah.
All praise to CC. That's a true Yankee right there.
Yeah, for sure.
He's always good in New York in my book.
Yeah, for sure. Opening day, March 27th. I can't wait to be there versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Failure if the Yankees don't win a World Series?
The Dodgers, man.
You think so?
The Dodgers.
All right. I want to see those guys
was it
again. I want to see them again. I want to see them.
Listen, what do you think? I mean, you think it's a failure?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, us Yankees, our bar is set pretty high, right? Chasing 28.
100%.
So to me, we get to the playoffs. That's just not good enough for the Yankees. We got to win it all. And
I think expectations definitely always
always
want to win
high.
it all.
Yeah,
always
yeah,
want to win it
always,
all. I just think that reality has set that the Dodgers are they're just way above everybody right now. I mean, it could not work out, but with the pitching rotation that they have, is Shohei's coming back to pitching this year, I believe, right? And
Yeah, he might pitch this year. Yeah.
he might pitch this year. So
Yeah.
there you're looking at 5-6 aces.
Yeah. That's deep.
That's tough. I mean,
Yeah.
what do the Yankees struggle with in the playoffs?
I mean, we just pretty much everything defense. All of a
Yeah.
sudden now defense now.
Well, defense, yeah,
hitting and just small ball, like you said.
But no small ball. We
small
struggle
ball.
hitting. Everybody's average goes down.
Yeah.
So when you're going against pitching like that, I don't see.
Yeah. It goes through the Dodgers pretty much.
Yeah, it goes through the Dodgers.
Yeah.
The hope is to win, but it definitely goes to the Dodgers.
He's Jeremy Sosa, physical education teacher, Pomona Middle School, owner and CEO at the Monkey Room, real estate agent, Harrison Stevens, diehard Eagle and Yankee fan, and dear friend of mine for a long time. Friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Joining us on the program today. So now you're a gym teacher, right? I mean,
Yes,
at
sir.
my alma mater, Pomona Middle School, I went there back in the 90s. Why not science, math, social studies, history? Why gym?
I mean, I'm an athlete. I mean, it was my calling.
It was your calling,
I'm an athlete. It was my calling. I fell in love with it right away too.
That's dope, man. That's awesome, man. How are the kids these days? Difficult? Not so much. Like them? Dislike them?
The kids these days, they're good. They're good.
Okay.
Pomona has a great staff. We have a great principal, great assistant principal. So they really do a great job of giving the kids the best environment.
Okay.
But the kids are good. I mean, kids nowadays, they're a little different than we were when we grew up. But I can't complain about my kids. They listen to me.
Right.
When they do get out of line, they're real quick to get back in line when I give them that look.
Yeah.
So
what do they
so
call
I
you?
enjoy it.
What do they call you?
Coach Sosa.
Coach Sosa.
Yeah, they call me Coach Sosa.
Okay. Nice.
So
Nice.
Yeah, it's been good. So I got middle school, middle school kids. So
Right, right, right. Okay.
the little kids used to call me Coach S.
Okay. Now Coach Sosa, dope. I like that. What kind of exercises you guys do on a daily? What kind of exercises you guys got going on over there?
Oh, so right now we do a lot of a lot of warm up stuff, a lot of simple, exercise stuff when it comes to warm ups. But we really get the kids involved in a lot of like game like games. We just got off a big volleyball tournament. We do a volleyball season, put teams together with captains, put a whole roster, give them that real feel of like going through a season and a playoff. So it kind of builds a lot of camaraderie. We make sure the teams are real evenly based. That way, isn't like me, you, and our boys and just against everyone else,
Right, right,
like the
right.
Dodgers. Like the
Everything comes
Dodgers
back to the
right now.
Dodgers. Everything comes back to the
Everything comes back to
Dodgers.
the Dodgers. We try to make it an even playing field in my
Yeah,
gym. So
right.
it's good. It's good. And
That's awesome.
we have a high demographic of Hispanic, so soccer is a big deal in our
Yeah,
school.
that's dope.
So setting up soccer tournaments, stuff like that, kids really enjoy it.
Lots of distraction these days, right? iPhones and iPads.
Oh,
Why is exercise so important for young people?
just to take a break, get off take a break from all that computers, all that eye work, all that stuff that really just kind of fuzzes you up
Yeah,
inside. A lot of kids got to get moving. We know in America obesity is high. Like if you're not moving, it's going
yeah,
to affect you in the long term. So you want to start at a young age, and kids need that. They need to just take a second and just let it out.
yeah,
Because
for sure.
they boggle a lot of energy in,
Yeah,
especially through a day. They just need a second to just let it all out, get a nice workout in, and just go about their day from there. Because these kids deal with a lot nowadays, apparently.
yeah. Mental health is real, man. Mental health.
Yeah, yeah.
How long you see yourself doing this for, Jay? Being a gym teacher, write it off
To
into
the
the sunset.
to the wheels fall off.
Okay, okay.
Till the wheels fall off. I mean, the goal is always to keep progressing in life. I'm gonna be doing this for sure. I do other things as well,
For sure.
but this is right now stable. I'm happy with what I do. So, with the new, being in New York State, you get your pension, you do your years. So hopefully till the wheels fall off, but hopefully I'm even in a way better position before that and I can get out even earlier.
Yeah. Can't. I ain't
You
mad at you.
know?
I ain't mad at you, brother. I ain't
Yeah,
mad at you.
yeah, yeah.
I ain't mad at you. How's it being a real estate agent at Harrison Stevens? How did that all get started?
Brown Harris Stevens.
Brown Harrison Stevens.
Yeah. Brown Harris Stevens. Yeah. So I started real estate about 5 years now.
Okay.
So I started with a company called Halstead. We
Okay.
actually got not bought out, but we merged with Brown Harris Stevens during COVID. Um, Brown Harris Stevens, oh my God, they've been around since like 1887.
Wow, that
Yeah,
long, huh?
lot
Wow.
of history, a lot of
Okay.
history. So it was definitely a great merge. I came from Halstead, was still a big company in New York City. So we're pretty much part of like the top five, you'd say, in New York City. So it's been great, man. It's been real good. I work a lot up Upper West Side, Manhattan. I work with a head broker, Louis Police. He's been the guy that's taught me it all.
Awesome.
He's my guy.
Yeah,
So everything I've learned, I equate to him.
that's dope, man. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
How's the market now? Buyer's market, seller's market right now? What would you say?
So market wise, I mean, right now it depends. So my market right now is New York City.
Okay.
Looking at a medium house right now for sale, you're looking at in 650s. And with what? Yeah, New York City.
Yeah. You can get a
And
mansion out there in
mortgage rate.
Texas or Florida.
Yeah, you get a big mansion in Texas. So,
Yeah.
definitely a whole different demographic in what you're dealing with compared to the rest of the U.S. But
Right.
I mean, as mortgage rates dropped a little bit, it's becoming. I think coming out of 2024, which I saw a lot of agents that I knew struggle a little more, it be more of a seller's market, and then buyers were heavy, and then it really kind of slowed down big time towards the ender part of the year. Now I see going to 2025, we're going to get a lot more heightened buyer interest,
Okay.
and prices are going to still, I think, people listing are still going to get that number that they were looking for. So on both sides, it's a real good time to start getting in. And I never want to tell anyone to wait because you wait too long at the wrong time
Missed the
and you
boat.
miss it. You
Yeah,
miss the boat.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Ship has
you
sailed.
miss the boat.
Yeah,
A lot of people were cautious in COVID, and that was the first boat because prices were at a nice, at a higher point with mortgage rates so low.
yeah,
That was your time to get in.
for
So
sure. How are
it's a
mortgage
it's a
rates
moving
right now?
market.
They are like really good, really high. What are mortgage rates looking like these days?
I think as what was it as of yesterday, seven. Let me see. Let's see
Seven
where
and
we're
a
at
change,
today.
7.25.
Let's see where we're at today.
Because of like you have really good credit, you get the that same kind of rate. Somebody has piss poor credit, they get the same kind of rate, right? I mean, so
Yeah, I mean,
what do
no,
keys
better
for that?
credit's always gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, better credit's always gonna help you,
for sure.
obviously, in the long run. So get a better mortgage with a better lender.
Hmm.
It's all about also working with the proper lender. I have a guy
Right,
that we work with that he's always going to help you out and he's always going to do it the right way. And once he gets his people approved, you're pretty much set at after that point. But when you deal with a lot of people that you don't know, I've heard of situations.
right.
A good friend of mine just had a situation where the guy wanted to go through his own lender, ended up being a big mess, and then the lender had to back out of the deal because they messed up the financing. So
Jeez.
you definitely want to make sure that whoever you work with, the agent works well with the lender, that works well with the attorney. Once, because it's like having a
Hand in
group of
hand,
people that
yeah, hand
always,
in hand, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they're hand in hand.
Love,
They
yeah,
recognize each other. They
yeah,
know how each other work. So it can really put you off if you start working with one type of guy and then hiring another type of guy for this, and
yeah.
they're not used to it.
Right.
So I always recommend that for people.
Advice for first time home buyers. What do you tell them?
So advice is understand what your budget is first. I
Okay.
mean, money, man.
Yeah.
You
Money
still
talks.
got FH, yeah, money talks. I mean, we still got FHA loans out here, so obviously you want to use that as a first time, home buyer and use the advantage of having a 3.5 down. But, definitely you got to balance out your money because there's a lot of time that people get into it and they don't see what's coming after they really get into it.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. That's a fact. Yeah, culture
so it's a
shock.
lot. I mean, a home is a lot. Yeah. I'm big in investments too. So if you're looking at it as an investment, which I think is great,
Right.
just be careful,
Yeah. Five keys. Five keys into buying a good home. What would you recommend into buying a good home?
Five keys. I mean, price, right? We can't go wrong with
Can't go
price.
wrong with price. Yeah, I'll write that down.
Can't go wrong
Price.
with price.
Yeah,
Taxes,
that's a good one.
you know,
That's a good one
location.
for sure.
If we're talking about a single family home and you're looking into families and stuff, now you want to start, double checking school districts.
That's a good one
You
too.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
school districts is huge because, I look at myself and my parents, when they bought their first home coming out of the city, when you grew up in the city, you think when you get out of the city, everything is great.
yeah, yeah.
So it was kind of a culture shock to them realizing like, wow, we don't, we might not be in the best school district, so we had to go with the Catholic school route. So then you're paying out of pocket. So it can be tough.
Yeah, for sure. For
It can be
sure.
tough. So definitely pay attention to those things.
Price, taxes, location, school districts. Some good advice. Good advice. What not to do when buying a home? You don't want to get caught up, right? Because it's a big investment, Jay. Right? You don't want to buy it and be like,
Yeah.
I don't like this home a month from now. You got to be
Uh,
sure, right?
you get people with buyer's remorse.
Real all the time.
Yeah. Not all the time, but
Okay,
you get a client here
it
and there.
happens,
I
right? It
mean,
happens, right? Yeah.
it happens. Yeah,
Okay.
it happens. Like I speak about my friend again. He had a client that the client just didn't feel comfortable about how everything went with the lender
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how the attorney and how everything went. So he kind of had buyer's remorse. Luckily, my friend is a great agent, so he was able to kind of patch that all up, keep the
Right.
guy on the right track, which is
Yeah.
always great about having a good agent.
For
But
sure.
people get buyer's remorse sometimes. It's at
It's
the
a
end of the day,
thing.
this is the biggest purchase.
Yeah, for sure.
This
Besides
is
the
it.
car. Yeah.
Oh, car. I mean, that's nothing. that's
compared to the house.
that's nothing compared to the house.
Buying versus renting, which makes more sense to you?
I mean, I would think it depends on your situation.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, if you're young, first time in New York City, new job, rent. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. Go enjoy
Right.
yourself. You want to be downtown with your boys, and you want to, be right around the block from everything. That's great. So definitely depends on your situation. But if you find yourself in a situation where your rent is so high that I should be buying and putting towards a mortgage, I would say that's the obvious.
Right.
So I wouldn't waste too many years renting because you kind of want to get to buy.
Put your money to good
So,
use. Right.
yeah, you want to put your money to good use
Right.
because, the longer you rent, the more you're kind of just putting it towards someone else.
Right.
So, I
Good
mean, you
advice.
can't speak for anybody. You can't,
Yeah.
some people don't like the responsibility of a home.
Situational. Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
situational
it's very situational.
for sure. Craziest story you encountered so far being a real estate agent? Anything crazy, wild? Like I just can't
Anything
believe it.
crazy.
Yeah, I just can't believe this happened.
Hmm. See, this would be a good question for Louis because Louis has all the stories. He's got 100,000 stories. Nothing. I mean, clients can be tough.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you're dealing with different types of people sometimes,
Sort of like
but
serving, right?
nothing.
It goes hand in hand, right?
Yeah,
Serving prepared
it's
you
a
for
great
that.
way to put it.
Serving
Yeah,
prepared
yeah.
you for
It's
real estate. Yeah, yeah. Sure.
serving was a huge because it's just interacting with people.
Yeah,
I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things. I mean,
interaction
if
for
you,
sure.
yeah, you want to make people feel good and comfortable and happy. Because, like I said, whether they're renting, still renting is expensive, especially in New York,
For
and
sure.
buying, this is a big commitment. So you want them to feel good about it.
For sure.
So, but you're gonna have more than crazy, and you're gonna have tough clients. But let me tell you, once you do this game for as long as Louis has, you run into the crazy. You run into those crazy situations. Yeah,
I gotta get Louis on here one day to talk about some
we're gonna have
buying, renting,
to.
selling, huh?
Yeah, we're
Take
gonna have
some
to get
notes right
Louis
here.
on.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So now you're the owner and CEO of the Monkey Bar. What's the concept behind the name, the Monkey Bar?
Monkey Room, Monkey Room.
Monkey Room.
Yeah. So yeah, Monkey Room family business.
Okay.
We've been there now 17, 18 years.
Really? Same location?
Yeah, same location, 17, 18 years. 589 Fort Wash,
Wow.
right off the George Washington Bridge. So my dad got it. My dad used to own a car shop.
Okay.
So when he first got into the business, Ready Life Circle, right? Louis helped him get it.
Louis again. This
So my
Louis,
dad,
man.
yeah,
Shout
back
out to
to
Louis,
Louis, right?
man.
Yeah, shout out to Louis. So now him and my dad, they go way back.
Okay.
They're like high school friends. So,
Okay.
you know, we got it about 18 years ago and we're still kicking, bar lounge, on the weekend nights, we have a nice lounge scene.
Set up.
DJ
Yeah.
comes in, drinks, a little bit of hookah. And then during the day, during the week, we can do the food. We got a lot of good bar food. And, this is actually our first season. We started incorporating football more. So we're kind of pushing towards just being a full on Eagle bar.
Dope. I like it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
So next year we'll probably come out with sponsoring just, I try to this year with it being our first football year, I kind of want it to be balanced, even though I'm an Eagle fan,
Of course.
if we get tons of Giant fans, I'm happy for the Giants,
Money,
whatever it
money is
takes.
money, man. Money is
Money
money.
is money,
Yeah,
whatever you guys want
yeah,
to
yeah,
see.
for sure.
I'll
Yeah,
talk my ish, but it's all
yeah.
good in my
It's
book.
all good at the end of the
But
day.
no, a lot of Eagle fans in our area, and obviously I think because our energy, like they just fed off of it. They just
Yeah.
been coming back. So we've been ton of Eagle fans. This Sunday we expect a ton of Eagle fans to come out. So next year we're gonna probably go full on Eagles bar, so try to get the word out.
Yeah, for sure, man. How's the menu? How's the food, man?
Food's good, great, a lot of bar food. So
Okay.
burgers, chicken wings, a lot of Spanish like
Okay.
bite stuff,
Okay.
tostones, patelitos, stuff like that. Real good food. People love it, honestly.
You guys open the hours like every day, Monday through.
So
7
we're
day week.
closed Monday. We're closed Mondays right now because in the
Okay.
wintertime, Mondays get kind of slow. But we are open every other day, three to four.
Okay.
Food is from 3 to 11 or 3 to 12, three to
Okay.
12 on the weekends.
That's dope.
So it's good, man.
What do you do on a daily basis, man? You're a busy guy. Sometimes you're not there. Anybody else
Uh,
running the place for you in the meantime if you're not there?
well, I mean, we open at 3.
Okay.
So, we our bartenders have been with us for a
Long time.
long time. We have
Very
one guy who's
veteran.
been with us for, yeah, one guy, Enrique, has been with us for, I think, 16, 17 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's
Shit.
been through it all. Yeah. So
That's
he's been through it
TCO.
all.
The
Yeah. So
marketing
me and my
room,
dad,
bro. I love it.
yeah, it's big family. I got my sister. My sister bartends there as well.
Okay.
So she puts a lot into the bar. My mom comes through, puts a lot into the bar. So we love it. It's been in our family for a long time, and we just keep it going.
What do you
We
drink?
actually,
What do you drink these days? What's your drink of choice? What's your go-to?
oh, if you catch me drinking and you want to buy me a drink, it's a Casamigos and lemonade
Casamigos and lemonade.
all day.
Okay. All
That's
right.
it. That's it. Casamigos and lemonade. It
Jay,
could be Don Julio and lemonade too.
I can't do tequila, Jay. Super
Nah,
Bowl 2017, man. My boy came over here, Rob. Shout out to him. Made some lemonade. He made some lemonade with some kind of tequila, and we won, and I was done, bro. They wake up the
that was
next
it.
day. I was done, dehydrated, and since
Ah,
then, I had tequila maybe like once in about 8 years now. I don't do it anymore. I can't do tequila,
nah,
man.
you can't. Yeah,
I'm more of
tequila
a
is my
rum guy.
thing.
I'm a
That's
rum guy, Caribbean guy. I'm
okay.
a rum
Okay.
guy. Yeah, rum and
Okay. Okay.
vodka.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't do too much dark. I do dark on the mountain when I go
Okay.
snowboarding.
Yeah,
Because the dark keeps you warm, so I'll do some Crown Royale. But besides that,
yeah.
tequila. That's it. That's all you'll catch me drinking.
Skiing versus snowboarding. Which one do you prefer? You snowboard,
Here
right?
we go. So I
Yeah.
snowboard.
Okay.
So I used to ski. I can ski too. I mean, I used to ski. I mean, I skied as a kid.
Okay.
Became a snowboarder at like 8. I
Okay.
was skiing at like 5. So my
Really?
parents, yeah,
You're pretty much born with a pair of skis, basically.
literally. I mean, literally. I mean, I don't know how it happened. I mean, my parents are
Wow.
Dominican, so people even surprised to find out we ski and
Right.
snowboard, and we've been doing it for so long. But I started skiing at like 5, and yeah, at 8, I was like, Dad, I want to try that snowboard thing, and he was
Wow.
like, all right. So we go up first run,
All right.
and he's watching me, and he's skiing because that's what we all did, and he's watching me, and I'm struggling, and I'm
Right.
struggling and
Yeah.
struggling. And he's like, how am I going to teach my son if I'm not doing it? So he
Right.
goes in and he goes to get to snowboard, comes
Wow.
back out. So now we're both trying it. And ever since, my sister snowboards. My mom used to snowboard for a little bit, then she stopped.
Okay.
But
Family
yeah,
thing.
I'm a big, yeah. I mean, now it's my cousins, uncles. We all do it really.
Which is harder though, snowboarding or skiing?
Snowboarding.
Really? I would think
Snowboarding is
I would
harder.
think the opposite.
In my opinion, just
Okay.
because
Okay.
everyone goes straight, everyone walks straight. So like if you throw on some skis and you're going straight, you're gonna feel comfortable. When you turn sideways and you go on a snowboard and you never like ridden a skateboard or something, it's just the balance is completely harder to me. So if I was taking you and you've never been before, I would
Yeah.
tell you to ski because you'll
Okay.
probably pick it up. You'll pick it up way faster.
Okay. I gotta try that.
Yeah,
I gotta try that.
yeah.
How fast you going downhill these days, Jay? How fast you going?
We might top at like 52.
52. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
you're
pretty
moving.
fast. Yeah, you're moving.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. You're moving.
What's the art of stopping? Is there a way to stop a certain way? What was the art of stopping?
Yeah, so I mean, generally thinking you just want to get sideways. Like if you're
Okay.
moving,
Want to
you just
turn this way.
yeah,
Okay.
you want to turn. It's in the hips.
Okay. All in the hips.
So, it's if you're snowboarding, it's shoulder, hips,
Right.
and then knee bends, foot pressure. If you're skiing, it's hips. It's a lot of hip work. Once you get it, man, it is the best feeling in the world. It is something
Any
else.
injuries so far? I mean, any broken
No,
bones? Nothing. Good.
knock on wood. Nah, I mean, when I grew up, you used to get beat up a lot, but
Right.
as I've gotten older, I don't really fall like unless I'm doing something stupid, trying to do a jump or a trick or something.
Yeah.
So I've luckily been healthy and haven't had any serious injuries. I know my uncle, He caught one last year, last day
Really?
of the season too. I
No.
think, yeah, he like he broke something. He
Wow.
thinks he comes down with flavor, but he doesn't. Not all the time. He's got tons of flavor. Let me repeat that. He's got tons of flavor, but I guess that day the flavor was just it was dried out. It was the end of the season, and it
Man.
just wasn't the same. Yeah, but he's back. He's back. He's back.
Last time you fell. Last time you fell down. Got back
No,
up?
I mean, I just went this weekend. I try to do a rail. I fell, but if I'm just riding, I
Yeah.
won't really fall. Like
Okay.
if I do, it's more of like a slip out. Like
Okay.
I'm not talking about these crashes where you're sitting down and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I got to reevaluate everything.
Yeah.
Like I haven't
Yeah.
fallen like that in I don't even know when.
Long time.
Years,
Yeah.
years. Yeah, I won't allow that to happen to me. Like nah.
So now you've been all over the country, right? The world, Colorado, Hunter, VA, Utah, and now Tokyo. I mean,
Tokyo.
just incredible. How did this all come about?
So it's funny. So my uncles, like you would consider them, let's say the older group, a couple of my uncles and their friends, they always ski and snowboard with us. And then we got like my younger cousins that we go to. So we were all supposed to go to Switzerland. That was the plan.
Okay.
Plan was Switzerland.
Okay.
Plans got messed up somehow. Next thing you know, me and my uncle are talking. We're like, let's just go to Japan if one of the guys can't go to Switzerland. Okay, cool. Next thing you know, that guy could go. So now that guy wants to go to Switzerland. So now all the older guys are going to Switzerland, and we're going to Japan.
Oh, all the older guys went
Yeah,
the other way, and all the youngins are going
yeah,
okay.
yeah, going that way. So it's just
Okay.
like one group was pulling me this way, one group was pulling me that way. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go with the younger guys, of course. So
Right.
yeah, man, we're doing Tokyo. Hokkaido. It's called Hokkaido. We're going to Niseko, and they get the most snow in the world.
Wow.
Just in the world, apparently. And that's what they say.
Jesus.
They say it's the lightest snow in the world. So
Wow. How many deep rolling out there? 8 of us? 8 of you guys? 10 of you guys?
seven.
7
Seven
of
of
you
us.
guys. Okay.
Yeah.
That's in about
Yeah.
3
So,
weeks, huh?
no, we're going for 9 days.
9 days you're going for.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's in about 3 weeks.
In about 3 weeks you guys are going, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in about
2
3
weeks.
weeks.
We
2
go.
weeks
We
time.
go.
Okay.
Valentine's Day.
Okay, Valentine's. Okay.
Valentine's Day.
Nice.
So the
9
14th.
days. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
Gonna check
man.
out Tokyo. Do
Please
Tokyo
post
for a
some
little bit.
pics, some stories of
Yeah,
where you
I'm gonna
rode.
post some stuff.
You
I'm gonna
know,
post
I
some
want to
stuff.
do the skiing thing, man. I gotta try some stuff here, Jay. I'm getting up in age, I gotta
Yo,
get out there,
listen,
man.
a lot of old guys out there. I mean, let me tell you.
Jay,
Let me
you
tell
call
you,
me
like,
old, man. You calling me
nah,
old,
nah,
Jay.
nah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you're getting up there in age. A lot of old guys out there. So look, my uncle. He
Uh,
didn't start. He didn't start till. Oof. He had to be in his mid to late 30s, maybe late 30s that he started skiing, and now he's there every weekend.
wow.
He's probably in his
Slopes every
50s,
weekend,
something
huh?
like that. Oh, every weekend, every weekend. He's got a house up there, so he's up there every weekend. Man, it keeps him in shape.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's a great
Exercise.
workout.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a hell of a workout. So
That's dope, man. That's
never
awesome.
too old.
Yeah, never too old to try new things. I know Thailand was amazing, right? You had an amazing trip in Thailand. I mean, you're a
Yeah.
salesperson. Sell somebody and going to Thailand, man. How amazing is that?
All right, I'm gonna sell you Thailand. You're gonna
Yeah.
look at first off, Thailand. The price of everything is extremely cheap.
The most
So
the most,
you're
the most
like,
expensive thing is the flight, right? That's it.
yeah, by
Okay.
far. Yeah,
Okay.
the
Okay.
flight's the most expensive. It's
Okay.
far. I mean,
Right.
we flew 22 hours.
Wow.
So we flew to Kuwait, and from Kuwait we hopped on the next plane because you have to stop, and we
Right.
flew to Thailand. It was 22 hours. So the flight's by far the most expensive. After that, man, you're enjoying yourself because everything is accessible. Bangkok. You land in Bangkok, and it's this massive city. With tons of speakeasies and bars and rooftops. Food places, malls. So we really did it all. I mean, me and my fiance, I always pick out a real good itinerary for us. I double check with anyone that's been, where do we go? Where can we,
Right.
I do a real good job. So we went to a ton of places in Bangkok, and it's different. I mean, you got to experience it. You just got to experience sometimes something so different,
Right.
and then we went up to Chiang Mai. We was walking with the elephants.
Amazing.
massage every day. You know, the
Amazing.
massages,
Yeah.
30-minute massage is $5. You know,
I've heard of that
again,
too.
two
I've heard of that.
two
I've heard of that.
two massages a day I was getting. You know,
Wow.
you walk for a little bit, you go in for
Yeah.
another foot massage real
Yeah.
quick. You know, another
I ain't mad at
$5.
you.
You're like,
I ain't mad at you,
you
man.
know,
$5, you can't beat that, dude.
you can't beat it. But then I'll tell you, when we went, so being with the elephants was amazing. But once we went to South Thailand,
Yeah.
just beautiful. We did the Phi Islands. Oh my God. I don't know. There's a movie called The Beach with Leonardo. I don't know.
Uh,
You know that
I've heard
movie?
that story. I've heard of it. One of my friends would tell me exactly the same story you're telling me right now. She thinks the
Yeah.
exact movie. She goes, Ken,
Yo,
you
that
gotta watch that movie. You gotta watch. What do
I've
you
never
mean?
seen it.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. All the old people tell me about it.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I've never seen this movie, but we were at that beach.
Right.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
I mean, oh my, Ken, the most beautiful thing I've ever seen at a beach. I mean, you can't actually swim in this beach because they want to reserve it,
Okay.
and there's actually sharks in the water.
Oh,
So another good reason. Yeah, but it's just
amazing.
drop dead gorgeous. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend Thailand to anybody because it's just if you're gonna go to Asia, you're gonna go that far. Just so much you can do, so many places you can go.
Yeah.
I think we took 9 total flights on the whole trip.
Amazing.
9.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You just once in a lifetime style trip.
Wow. I've got to get out there to Thailand.
Yeah, you got to get there.
Yeah, have to get
I'll
there.
set you up, man. The south of Thailand and all those beaches and national parks, man, they're beautiful. It is hot though. It's
hot.
Yeah. It's humid. It's
yeah.
You can feel it on you.
You can feel it. You can feel it.
You can feel it.
Those elephants are ginormous. Were you scared of the elephants? Was your fiance scared of the elephants, or you just sucked it up? You're like, I got it.
Nah, you get a little scared like at a second, and then you're like,
a little
okay,
petrified, right?
Right. Yeah. Because it really is. They're like really nice creatures. You know, they really know, like what you're trying to do with them. But apparently, they say that those elephants are nothing compared to the elephants from Africa, size wise. The elephants from Africa are way taller. Their ears are bigger, they say. Like the ear, that's how you can tell the difference between an Asian elephant and an African. They said the ear on the African one is massive.
Different. Wow.
So it's definitely different. I would definitely love to get out to Africa one day and check out all what that has to show. That'd be dope.
Sure.
You know.
You travel a ton. Any crazy travel stories? Suitcase missing, oversleep in a flight, luggage, passport, anything crazy? God. Any missed flights?
Oh, missed flights all over the place. Nah, not too much. We try to get to the airport nice and early.
Okay.
But JFK can be, sometimes at the wrong time you get beat up.
Yeah.
So we just you get beat up but crazy stories. I know a couple times. COVID was a crazy time to fly. There was every time you had to leave, you needed another vaccination and another test and this and that. So we had a lot of issues with that because I think there was a time we got to the airport. We're like, all right. And they're like, did you get the test? And we're like, you need a test? And our flight leaves in an hour. Wait a second, what's going on? So we're at the test place and then we're rushing them and then you need to pay for it. So I remember then it was a lot of stress during those flights.
Yeah.
But crazy. Let's see what crazy stuff has happened.
Never lost a passport. Oversleep in a plane.
No, we've never lost a passport. Thank God.
Okay, good.
Overslept. No, we never overslept a plane. So I fly a lot with my fiance. Usually just me and her.
Yeah.
And I try to book everything for us. So it's like I'm only structured when we go on a trip because I'm like, oh, we got to go see this place, that place, and this place. And she's
besides that,
she's like,
boom, 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 right?
Yeah, besides that, I'm like all over the place.
Yeah.
When I'm over here, I'm like, we going to this place, locked in. Like we got to see it all while we're here. Yeah. So we have a ton of crazy times, but no, we never lost no passports. Thank God. I know in Mexico once. There was a huge storm here. Okay, so we were in Mexico.
Okay.
She probably doesn't want me to say this because we're in Mexico. She's supposed to go to work the next day, and I'm up. I wake up early to use the bathroom, and I'm like, storm in New York, and I'm like, the roads are messed up. Wait a second, we have a flight today. So I'm like, hold on a second. So I'm like, let me go and check. I check flight canceled, and she's in hysterical mode, like, oh my God, I gotta get to work tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm like, so we have to drive to the airport. Oh my God, that was a headache because they don't have a flight till 3 days from now. So I had to buy, let's just buy the next flight of whatever.
Right.
So, it was the next day. So now we had to go back to the to the resort, stay another night.
Oh,
So that was a headache. I mean, she made it, thank God. I mean, another night in Mexico is never a bad thing, but
right.
she was stressing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's
Good times though,
good
man. Every
times.
trip
Good
we
times.
good times, good times.
That's
Never had a bad trip yet.
yeah. Good, man. That's dope, man.
You
I know
know,
you're Dominican. Favorite word in Spanish? You even speak Spanish, Jay? I never hear you speak Spanish.
not
Ever?
really, not really.
No?
No, but I mean, see, my fiance is Dominican. She speaks really
Okay.
good Spanish.
Okay.
I don't really speak good Spanish. I
Okay.
understand it more than I speak it.
Okay.
I mean, but it's funny because all my kids now that I work with, a lot of them are Spanish speaking.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm me being, who I am. I try my best around them because I wanted like, one, I want to work on it, and two, they feel comfortable with me because they
Right.
see a familiar face. I have a lot of South American kids in my school, so them seeing me in that position, I kind of it's cool. It gives them that little, oh, okay, if Mr. Sosa did it, like I'm here, I can make this work.
Yeah. There you go.
But nah, I don't really speak it really well. I mean, you know
Okay.
what it is? I feel like being Dominican, because everyone expects you to speak it,
Right.
you feel so uncomfortable when you don't speak it.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
it's
Right. Right.
it's tough to even to like practice it because you feel so uncomfortable about how people look at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. Versus if let's say I'm going to Tokyo, if I try my few Tokyo words, I'm like, if I say it wrong, I don't care because it's like I'm just trying. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
trying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Of course. You got to
But
try. Of
then
course. Of course.
you try your own language and everyone
Right.
looks at you different and you're like, all
Yeah.
right, let me just not even
Let me
let
just
me
not.
just stay
Let me just
let
stick
me
to
just keep
English.
my head down.
Yeah. Let me
Okay,
just
let me
stick
just
to
stick to
English.
this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So you definitely feel that. And a couple of my cousins don't speak Spanish well. And I feel like they go through the same thing there where it's like, you
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable, you don't you because they expect it out of you, but
Yeah.
you're like,
Expect it out of you, but like, yeah.
they're like, wait, you Dominican, not
Right.
Puerto Rican? You should know Spanish. What's going
Yeah.
on here?
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I still work on it though. I still work on it.
Okay. Work in progress.
Work in progress.
Favorite rapper of all time?
So I give you two
Okay.
because this is my era. So I'm big on
Okay.
50 Cent
Okay. Okay.
and Lil Wayne.
Okay.
You could say the Drake, you could throw that in later in life, but I grew up on 50 Cent and Lil Wayne. And those are my guys.
All right.
In school, I remember to this day, my boy Kev, he had all the albums. He's a DJ now.
Right.
And those 50 Cent albums, even at a young age, the Massacre was just they
Next
were
level.
just different. They were just
Next level.
they were just next level. And then Lil Wayne just took the industry to another level as well. I mean, that's why Drake is who he is, obviously, because Wayne was just lyrically was a killer.
Yeah.
Never wrote anything down, as he says. Talented, just talented.
You bummed out by not NFL not having Wayne perform at a Super Bowl this year? Little knock.
I mean, Wayne, he might even pull up.
Yeah, he might
I
pull
mean,
up.
Wayne is past his. I mean, not that he's past his time. I mean,
I believe the
it is.
Carter
It's
Six is coming out
Louise.
this year. I believe that's what I heard. Rumorville.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Is it?
Rumorville. Yeah, yeah,
No, I didn't hear
Rumorville.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm a big Carter. Those albums are fire. I mean,
yeah.
I'm a big Carter fan. It's just Wayne is. He's just. He's different. I mean, I get why they didn't choose him with Kendrick and what's going on with Kendrick right now because
Yeah.
that's what's hot right now.
It's a movement. Yeah.
Wayne isn't the hottest rapper out right now, so to bring him to the Super Bowl, kind of, it's more of just paying tribute to him. But will it really resonate with all the fans the same way Kendrick is right now? I get it, numbers,
Yeah, for sure.
you know,
Yeah.
numbers. If they can get Taylor out there, they would get Taylor out there. They would get her out there every Super Bowl the Chiefs are in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I
you
know.
know,
Yeah, for sure, man. It's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that halftime show, man. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think SZA is coming out there, Kendrick, maybe Lil Wayne, right?
I
TBD,
mean,
right? TBD.
yeah, I mean, definitely TBD. I mean,
Yeah.
I can see Kendrick pulling him out.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure,
just to
for
pay
sure.
respect, just to
Little
pay
homage.
respect to
Yeah, for
being,
sure,
yeah, just
for
to pay
sure,
respect.
for sure.
But I think Kendrick kills it. I mean, poor Drake, but
Yeah,
we're in Kendrick's world right now for
he's living
a
in it.
little bit
Yeah,
longer, just a
yeah,
little bit longer.
a little bit
It won't
longer.
last too much longer.
Right.
But a Grammy yesterday, so you're like, all right, still Kendrick's world a little bit. They're playing the song while he's walking up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
definitely a punch you in the face to Drake.
yeah.
So
It's a movement for sure. You were a great softball player. Probably still are. I mean, how far you can hit a softball these days? You still
not the
got it?
same way, unfortunately. I still got it, but it's not the same. I was really crushing that ball when we
Oh
was
my
playing back
goodness.
in
Yeah,
the day.
you were ridiculous. You were like
It's
ridiculous.
funny though, because the kids I play with now,
Goodness. Right.
I didn't play with back then. So
Right.
I tell them like, no, I used to hit the ball further. And
Yeah.
they're like, no, you
Yeah.
should be hitting it further now. And I'm like, no, I was hitting it
No.
further.
No.
Like I was, I mean, a little younger. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
old, but
Right.
I guess I was just at that right time in my time where that ball was just flying. I still catch it though.
Okay.
But kids on my team, there's one kid on my team that definitely hits it further on a more, even basis. So I'm like, damn, that used to
Really?
be me.
That used to be
That
you.
used
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's 5, 6 years younger than me. So what do I
Right.
expect?
Yeah. For sure.
That's life, right?
That's life. That's life.
But now I'm definitely still playing.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Marriage, the wedding day coming up. Nervous, anxiety. What are you looking
Uh,
forward to the most? Or you're good. You got this. You're built for this.
no one's built for this. You know, no one's built for this. You got to you got to grow into this.
Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a good answer,
Marriage,
Jay. Good answer.
family, all that. I don't think you're ever ready. You're definitely always got to build yourself into this though. It's not easy. You know, it's a tough road to get there, but got engaged. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get married.
Yeah.
I'm excited to build a family when that happens too. So, we got engaged in Jamaica.
Really?
Yeah, in Jamaica.
Oh, JA. Okay.
Yeah,
How did it go
yeah.
down? How did you set it up? Paint the picture for me and the listeners out there.
So, so I was like, all right, I want to do it on this trip. When do I do it? So
Okay.
I find out,
She had no idea, right?
Rick's,
She had no idea.
as far as I know, she had no idea.
Okay. Okay.
So, God only knows. I don't know. So maybe she was expecting it. I don't know. But
Okay.
so we're in Jamaica, and I'm like, all right, when's gonna be the best time? So I find out Rick's Cafe is on the west side, and that's the sunset. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, sunset sounds, that's probably the best scenario that I could think of. So we actually meet a couple people in our resort that we just, cool with, kicking it with. And they're like, oh, let's go do this, that. So we went out one night. We had a great time with them. It was one of their birthdays. And then I told him on the side, like, yo, this is what I'm, trying to do. He's like, oh, that's great. You know what? We go to, I got the driver. So we're like, all right, so we'll go to Rick's.
Right.
Because it was like, we're in Montego Bay. I want to say it was like an hour and a half drive.
Okay.
So our driver, great guy, man. If anyone's looking to go to Jamaica and needs a guide, my guy King, the best.
Okay.
Oh my God, nothing but love from that man. He
That's
didn't
dope.
show us nothing but love, man.
Out there in Mo Bay, huh? Dope.
Yeah, he nothing but love. So we go out to Rick's. Even he helps me set it up. He talks to the people. Rick's has it's a restaurant around, but they have these two like booth areas that you could sit with a big group. So one's right over the water. So I'm like, yeah, we got to be there. Let's get right over the water. So we go there. We start drinking. I'm nervous, man. Hands are
You're being
sweating.
nervous? No.
Yeah, nervous. I was.
Wow.
Oh my
Okay.
God. If she knew, she could tell
Did
right
she
then.
sense something that was off a little bit or no?
No, she never told me that she sensed anything, honestly.
To this day,
So
no idea.
to this day, I have no idea. So I
Okay.
was, but the good friends that I'm with, they could tell. Oh
Right.
shit, he's a little nervous. Yeah, bro, relax. I'm like, all right, give me a drink.
Little Casamigos.
Casamigos. So, the guy we went with, King, he's like, all right, I talked to the DJ. We helped set it up. I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking I'll just do it right here by the ledge. But no, they're like, no, go up to the middle. They do a little stage show. So, they end up bringing her on the stage to dance, and then she's doing her little dance thing. And then they bring me on the stage. And then right there, they have her turn around, and then she looks back, and then I did it right then.
Wow.
So it was, yeah, it was unexpected too for me because I didn't expect to be doing it on no stage.
Yeah.
I was like just looking for the best spot to do it, but it worked out great.
Was there a lot of people there? You felt that
Yeah,
adrenaline
there was a lot
rush?
of people. Yeah, there was a lot of people.
Man, oh
So it was
man.
even more pressure.
Did it turn the music down? You got on your
Yo,
knees and you say your
yeah,
thing?
yeah. So
My
I'm like,
goodness.
man, if she says no now, this is not a good
Oh
look.
my, I've seen those videos, Jay, when they say no.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
would have been on everyone's Instagram like,
Oh
ah.
man. I'm glad she
And
said
I
yes.
didn't set, yeah, I didn't set it up like that or anything.
Right.
It just, that's how
Just
it got set
happened.
up. I'm like,
Yeah.
I figured by the edge on the water looked good, but no, it went well. And then we went back to where we were, and it was, when I tell you the most beautiful sunset, we
Yeah.
had the most beautiful sunset.
That's dope, man.
Just perfect day. Weather was beautiful. She was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
The vibes were beautiful. So it was everything I could have asked for.
And more.
So
And then some.
now,
Yeah.
yeah, now working on setting up a wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that part is tough. That's way tougher. That's way more stressful.
Yeah. It's gonna
You
be a big
know.
wedding, small wedding, just intermediate friends and family, nothing crazy
Uh
over the top.
the way it's looking, maybe more intermediate.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
thinking, yeah, not a big wedding.
Okay.
Um, Maybe a destination.
Okay. Very cool.
Something
Yeah.
nice. Maybe Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Maybe get like I'm looking into like maybe even if not a resort, like a villa, and then set up like a little ceremony there. I think that'll look real nice.
Okay.
So, we're still planning it,
Right.
but it's a
Little by
lot. It's
little.
a
Yeah,
lot
it's
to
a lot.
plan.
It's a lot of
It's a
work.
lot to plan.
It's a lot
It's
of
a
work.
lot of work.
Yeah.
So little by little, you'll know the details. You'll know the details.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Take us back real quick. Crazy time, right? We met up in Puerto Rico, right? Beach day. We met up. I didn't even hear you reaching out to me. It was one of those crazy things. My brother and I were there. No idea you were there. Here I am thinking you went back to New York, and lo and behold, you were right there the whole time.
Yeah, it's
How
meant to
crazy is
be.
that?
Meant to be.
Unbelievable.
That's what it
Unbelievable.
was. I mean, you
Yeah.
were in Puerto Rico. We kept trying to meet up. It was just
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
When
tough.
you're with a group going one way, and then it's always tough. But
Yeah.
look, I'm on the beach.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold up. I'm telling my family I know that guy, and they're like, no, you don't. I'm like, yes, I do. They're like, yo, they're trying to call my
Oh
BS. I'm
man.
like, all right, watch this. Watch when I call him. So I'm calling you, and you're not
Yeah.
answering.
Right.
They're
Right.
like,
Right.
they're laughing at me, like, you don't know that guy. I'm like, all right, let me walk closer, because
Yeah.
obviously there's a problem
Yeah.
here.
There's a problem here. Yeah.
Yeah, little behold.
Yeah. That was
You know
crazy.
what
So
I'm
it was
saying?
crazy story. So we met up, and then I left to go snorkeling, and then I came back. We hung out. Then I left. You guys left. We all left. I went back to the hotel. Jay. Next morning, I woke up, and my toe was like bothering. My right toe was like the size of a golf ball.
No.
I don't know what happened. To this day, I don't know what happened.
What, you
So
hit
I'm
your foot on
walking
something
back.
snorkeling?
Yeah, something happened, Jay. I got stung by something. Snorkeling or maybe hanging out with you guys. Something happened that day. No idea. Got back to the hotel, was in pain. Came back to New York, walking in the airport, and I was limping the whole way. Came back home, size of a
Oh
golf
my
ball,
God.
yellow size of a golf ball.
Yeah?
Couldn't believe it. Yeah. I was banged up for 3 days, man. I played hurt though. I went
What?
to work 3 days. I was hurt. Yeah. My right toe, all
That's
yellow, swollen like the size of a golf ball. I don't know what
and
happened.
it just went
Got
away?
stung. It went away. I put my, soaked my foot in like some Epsom salt, the whole nine,
Yeah.
medication on it, and it just went away gradually. But I got stung by something, Jay. I don't know what it is. I don't know. To this day, I can tell
Man.
you. To this day, I can tell you.
That's that water. That's
Crazy,
that
right?
water. You
That
never knew
water.
it. That's that water. That's that water. I didn't know that happened to you, man. I didn't know, because we left.
Yeah.
That was our last day, I think.
That was the
I
last
think
day
I was
because you
leaving.
guys left. You guys left, and I went back. I left, went back to the hotel.
Yeah.
I was fine the whole night. Woke up in the morning. I was just like, my toe feels off, kind of weird. And I was just got to the airport. I was just limping the entire time. Came back to New York, limping even worse. Came back home, size of a golf ball. No idea what happened.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. True story.
I didn't know that happened to you.
Yeah, true
Damn,
story.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. What a
I'm a
What a
trooper,
whack
man.
way
You
to end
know.
the trip.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
no, no,
know.
no.
I
You gotta
know.
make it. But that was such a nice. That I know that trip was nice for you and your brother
Yeah, it
because
was
the
dope,
weather was
man. It was dope.
perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect, dude. Perfect, perfect. I'm glad we got a chance to meet up. Met your mom for the first time. Your sister, shout out to her.
Yeah.
Crystal, shout out to her. If you're listening, shout out to you for sure. So yeah, man. But couldn't tell you to this day, man. So crazy, so crazy. Any shout outs you want to give to people back home, the familia? Who you got?
Listen, shout out to all my Eagle fans. Obviously, my mom number one.
For sure.
Shout out to Chris. Shout out to
Octon,
my
shout
boy.
out to you, brother. You got to come on the damn
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
dude. Stop playing,
Shout
man.
out to Octon. Shout out to his kids. Never met them yet,
His
but I could
wife,
have
for
met.
sure. Yeah,
His
great,
wife for
great, great
sure
family. Great family.
for keeping him level headed. You know who I think about sometimes? We
Yeah.
used to work with him. He was a big
Terrence?
Eagle fan.
Terrence.
Terrence, shout out
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Terrence.
Terrence. Yeah.
Yeah, Terrence, he's a big Eagle fan.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
My boy Aaron, I grew up with him. I still see him on the gram. Big Eagle fan. My other boy Yvonne, big Eagle fan. We went to college together. We witnessed the Super Bowl together. So that, and then we actually grew up in the same town, never met each other, ended up in college together. So, big shout out to him, man. That's what other Eagle fans I got out there, man. If no more Eagle fans, everyone else, they could, don't worry about it. I love them all. I love them all, but this is not about them right now. It's about
Yeah,
us Eagle fans and what
that's
we
it.
got going on this week.
For sure.
We need this one, man. So I could get these Giant fans off my back talking about.
Yeah.
Listen, I've only seen them win two, so if we win two, it's to me they're even. To
Sure.
me, they're even.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So I need to get that monkey off my back.
Yeah, for sure. How much you miss Cheesecake, man? Cheesecake Factory, you miss it? Reminisce, glory days, fond
So it's
memories being
funny.
there.
I always say I need to go to Cheesecake, get some food, come by you. I always say it. I forget honestly,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was in the mall recently,
Okay.
and I'm like,
Palisades.
damn, Palisades. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like, let me walk in a Cheesecake, see who I see.
Right.
I saw a couple people from back in the day. I
Okay.
saw, and then the manager there. Why am I losing his name right
Who?
now?
Andre Shu?
No, not Andre.
Not Andre.
He
Who
used to
else is
work
there?
with us.
I couldn't ring a bell. Andre, not
Oh
Ian.
my God, no, why?
Um, Ian and Monica's still there. I know that for a fact.
Ian and Monica definitely still there.
Right.
Donnie's still there.
Donnie's still there. Yeah. Mark's still there. Yep.
So shout out to them. Oh my God, he's gonna kill me when he sees this. Oh my
He's
God.
currently there right now. The manager was.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
is
the
the
man.
manager?
He's one of
Is
the.
the kitchen manager?
No,
Manny Palagooch?
no,
No, not
no,
kitchen.
no,
Okay.
no. He's not
Not
kitchen
Manny.
manager.
Not Manny. Okay.
This
Okay.
is killing me, man. This is killing me. This is just, man. Shout out to him, man.
Okay.
He's good.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I ran into him there. Yeah, we chopped it up. It was great. I sat down,
Vic,
ate.
Vic, Vic, Vic,
Vic,
Vic,
oh
Vic,
my God, thank
Vic.
you. Shout out to my man Vic, man.
Shout out to Vic.
That was
Shout out to
gonna
Vic.
that was gonna crush me because the second I got off, it was gonna hit
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
So
for
shout
sure.
out
For
to my
sure.
man Vic. I
Right.
went in there. He showed the most love. I was just walking by, but Vic, big shout out to Vic. Love Vic, man. So definitely, I walked by. I saw him. I'm like, oh Vic, and I'm
Yeah.
like, let me walk in real quick.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know who was still there.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing black now.
You're right.
Things are different. So, do I miss it? It was always a good time.
Okay.
Cheesecake. I always enjoyed it. Always loved going in there for the money. But
Right.
let me tell you, what I don't miss is how my feet used to feel.
After those doubles, huh?
Oh my God, them doubles. After them doubles, I never missed how my feet used
Yeah.
to feel.
Yeah.
I'll never forget looking at the older people I worked with, thinking like, how are you doing this? My feet are killing me right now.
Yeah.
So big shout out to all of them because they go through it.
For sure. For sure. For sure. I think we might have lost Jeremy there for a second there. Hopefully we get him back. I think we lost Jeremy there for a second. We'll try to get Jeremy back there for sure, though. Don't leave us. Stick around. We'll be right back.